Recently, Genshin has been on their quality of life update grind. While some of them have been a decent upgrade to the player experience, I have made a list of 5 quality of life changes that I feel would really benefit the overall game, and that I've been personally asking for in the Genshin surveys that come out. With that being said, number 1, residents should count towards daily commissions. With Genshin's 4.1 update, this allowed players to do activities within the world that grant encounter points. These points count towards your daily commissions. Opening chests, doing time trials, events, and story progression all grant these encounter points. But one thing that I feel would really benefit players is the inclusion of collecting from domains and bosses. Spending your resin is such a vital part of Genshin by making your characters a lot stronger. Not only will it incentivize players to upgrade their characters, but early on, some of these bosses are a challenge. Bosses like the Oceanid, Primal Geoship, and the Mago Kenke can pose a sizable threat and can take up a good amount of time, especially if you aren't properly geared. With the current resin cap of 160, you're able to fight up to 4 bosses if you choose to spend it all on them. I feel as if this should be enough to warrant progress towards commissions, as well as domains that host weapon mats, talent mats, and artifacts. All resources that are extremely vital to character progression should count as well. This should most definitely include the weekly bosses. While you can collect from them only once per week, for many, they're a difficult battle, with the Scaramouche and Narwhal boss fight eating up a good amount of time. This is just such a good way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and really help the players, and I feel as if it should be implemented. Number 2. Map exploration should be synced to the official interactive map. The Genshin interactive map has been a staple tool for exploration ever since its debut. Yet, it's not without its flaws. The biggest one, at least in my eyes, is the fact that your progress doesn't sync with the map itself. And it's such a huge inconvenience, as the map may tell you where every chest in the game is, but it won't show you the chest that you've already gotten. Meaning, if you haven't manually marked each chest, you might spend a lot of time revisiting chests to see if you've already collected them, which can take time, and it's really annoying. The official map should sync up with your game and automatically mark the chest that you've gotten and which ones you still need to get. That would really make it beneficial for players. And for those who are 100%ing and looking for that one final chest, having that map synced can be a lifesaver. I myself use the map, but when I first started playing, of course, I didn't know about it. So when I started collecting chests without the map, and then when it was time to lock in, I opened up the map and I kept running into chests that weren't there because I had already collected them. It's a pain, and I really hope MiHoYo changes this. Number 3. Running should not consume stamina outside of combat. This is a quality of life change that never occurred to me in Genshin until other games implemented it. Both Tower of Fantasy and Wuthering Waves Sprint does not consume stamina outside of combat, and it is truly wonderful. Genshin has a large map, and while waypoints are plentiful, there are still times when you have to just go the distance, especially in regions like Sumeru's desert where it's a lot of treading, and while having characters like Yelan and Lynette can help, their abilities aren't infinite, and this would make exploration go by considerably faster, as it's such an annoyance constantly running out of stamina and just spending a considerable amount of time zoning out while trying to explore. We don't even have mounts in game to make exploring go faster, and after playing other games where stamina isn't consumed, it made me realize how much I hate stamina consumption for running outside of combat. I can understand climbing costing stamina, that's fine, but just sprinting on land? No. Number 4. A training dummy. This is something that I feel as if both new players and veteran players can take advantage of. For new players, this might be their first time in this genre of game, and there's a lot of elemental reactions and numbers to get used to. Skills, buffs, and abilities that just get thrown at you. While you can go out and test on enemies, the threat of death, especially early on, is there and can be frustrating. But by having a solid, safe testing ground where we're shown not just the numbers, but given access to toggle certain resistances, certain buffs, toggle energy drain, cooldowns, just all different metrics so that players can get more comfortable with their game. And while many veteran players have gone to the Mazanori training fight or the Abyss to damage and build tests, they can still make use of a training dummy for a more consistent and fast test. And it's not like we don't have the room for it either. There are training dummies throughout the regions inside different training camps, or just make one outside of the Knights area where we already have a daily for it. It wouldn't be hard to implement. Number 5, Coop Partners should be able to open up chests in your world. I swear, life would be a whole lot easier if people in your world could actually just open up your chest. While co-op is fun and friends can help you kill bosses and help with some puzzles, this would be a lifesaver. Friends can't really interact with your world, but by adding this feature, exploring with friends just got a whole lot more beneficial. Because right now, if they find a chest, we have to go over there and grab it, and they either stare at it or go off to find another one. And some of these chests can be annoying to find and annoying to get to. So it would be a huge help if they could join and just ball out and we just both go chest hunting. Now, of course, we get strangers trying to enter our world all the time, and I personally don't recommend accepting them unless you don't care about your resources. But we should have a setting that toggles co-op interaction. If you toggle it off, then co-op partners can't open up chests. But if you toggle it on, then your world is free to be explored by whoever may join you on your adventure. And overall, I feel as if this change, as well as all the previous ones stated, would make not just co-op more enjoyable, but Genshin as a game. Just by adding a few quality of life changes can really improve Genshin Impact and create a better player experience.